Before she was Emma Stone, she was Emily Stone, a name already taken in the Screen Actors Guild. So she briefly went by Riley before landing on the one the world now knows. What's surprising is that behind the confident, easygoing presence audiences came to love was a child who struggled with anxiety and panic attacks. Born in Scottsdale, Arizona in 1988, months of infant colic permanently damaged her vocal cords, giving her the distinctive raspy voice that would later become part of her charm. Rather than letting anxiety win, she found that performing in local theater calmed her in ways therapy never could. She was on stage by age 11, and from that point forward, there was no turning back. But youth theater wasn't the destination. She wanted film and television. When roles refused to come through normal channels, she made a move that only a truly determined teenager could pull off. She built a PowerPoint presentation called Project Hollywood and convinced her parents to let her drop everything and relocate to Los Angeles. It worked. She left school after one semester, enrolled in online classes, and moved to California with her mother. Hollywood, however, doesn't care about PowerPoint presentations. Audition after audition went nowhere. Pilots failed. Guest appearances on popular shows left no lasting impression. A Fox series in 2007 was canceled after 7 episodes. A failed audition for a major network drama made her feel like she'd genuinely hit rock bottom. Then everything changed. A supporting role in a raucous high school comedy gave her the platform she needed. She brought natural warmth and sharp comic instinct to the screen. The film became a massive hit, and Hollywood started paying attention. The real test came in 2010 when she carried a film entirely on her own, playing a high school student whose impulsive life spirals into a school-wide scandal. Rather than deny the reputation it creates, her character owns it completely. Critics called her hilarious, sincere, and full of charm. A Golden Globe nomination followed. Emma Stone had officially arrived. She spent the next couple of years in comfortable territory. Love interest roles, romantic comedies, a superhero franchise opposite Andrew Garfield, with whom she also began a real-life romance. Their chemistry became one of the most discussed aspects of both films. She took what is often a thinly written role and gave it intelligence and emotional grounding. But comfortable wasn't where she intended to stay. The turning point came in 2014 with a technically groundbreaking film designed to appear as one single continuous take. She played a recovering addict and daughter of a faded superhero actor attempting a Broadway comeback. The shoot was grueling. One wrong move by any cast member meant restarting entire long sequences. After ruining a take she had attempted dozens of times, the director lost his temper completely. She later admitted she collapsed in her dressing room, muttering she couldn't continue. She reached a point of exhaustion where her usual instinct to please everyone simply fell away. What was left was pure performance. She pushed through. The role earned her first Academy Award nomination. The film won Best Picture. Rather than rest, she immediately took on the hardest challenge of her life, her professional stage debut in a Broadway production, performing 8 shows a week, 3 hours a night, with rehearsals filling every remaining hour. She said her voice was perpetually exhausted, and that surviving required monk-like discipline. She came out the other side with a completely transformed relationship to acting, and with the industry watching her in an entirely new way. In 2016, a director who had seen her on Broadway cast her as the lead in a romantic musical set in Los Angeles. She played a struggling actress chasing a dream that keeps slipping away, falling for a musician equally consumed by his own artistic vision. The role was deeply personal. Like her character, Stone had dropped out of school and moved to LA on a dream that took years to pay off. Neither she nor her co-star had professional musical training. They rehearsed obsessively, but the director wanted imperfection, something raw and human rather than polished. The film became a cultural phenomenon, swept award season, and Stone won the Academy Award for Best Actress. She could have coasted from there. Instead, she doubled down on transformation. A sports biopic required her to add 15 pounds of muscle, master a specific dialect, and study months of archival footage. She said the experience permanently changed how she thought about acting. Then came a darkly comedic period film where she played a calculating social climber scheming her way into royal favor as the only American in an all-British cast. Critics called it some of her sharpest work to date. It also began the most important creative partnership of her career, a sustained collaboration with a director known for strange, uncompromising filmmaking. That partnership coincided with a new ambition. Stone wasn't content to simply perform anymore. In 2020, she and her husband launched a production company together. Their taste proved genuinely distinctive. They championed projects others overlooked. And one film they backed earned its lead actor an Academy Award largely because Stone personally persuaded him to stay on board after he nearly walked away weeks before filming. As a producer and star, Sheila live-action origin story reimagining a classic villain as a charismatic punk fashion designer in 1970s London, slowly surrendering to her darker self. Critics praised her as gloriously over the top, and the film outperformed expectations. Then came the role that fully defined this era, a Frankenstein-inspired story casting her as a woman brought back to life and forced to rediscover language, movement, morality, and desire entirely from scratch. She tracked the character's entire evolution through subtle shifts in posture, tone, and expression across the film's full runtime. It earned her a second Academy Award for Best Actress, making her one of the few actors in history to win 2 Oscars before turning 40. Their collaborations continued to grow darker and stranger. An anthology film cast her across multiple unsettling characters in 3 loosely connected stories, deliberately avoiding the comfort of repeating past success. Around the same time, her production company produced a deeply uncomfortable television series in which she played a character so precisely built around self-deception that many viewers found it genuinely difficult to watch. That was entirely the point. As of 2025, she has new films arriving that continue the same pattern, strange, bold, and impossible to predict. What comes next is anyone's guess, and that's exactly what makes her one of the most exciting careers in Hollywood today. She started as the witty girl next door. She refused to stay there. She pushed herself to breaking point and came back stronger. She danced through a musical without considering herself a dancer. She disappeared into real people and fictional ones alike. She embraced the strange when safer options were always within reach. And she built the infrastructure to ensure the stories she believes in actually get made. For an actress who has never once been willing to simply settle, there is no final chapter, just the next bold, unpredictable thing waiting around the corner. And that's the story of an actress who never stopped pushing herself further. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss what we cover next. We release new videos every week. And there's plenty more stories like this one waiting for you on the channel. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear which role of hers is your favorite. Until next time, take care.